there is some benefit, but the harm is greater than the benefit. And then came the second set of revelations which said that when you drink and you are drunk, you are not forbidden to perform salah until you can understand what we are saying. And then came the third revelation which says it is now haram. And then after that came the prophetic decision to beat you if you drink. So everybody is of the opinion that the last revelation cancelled the previous ones. Okay? Alright. Okay, let's see. I got a telephone call from, what's the name of the Russian leader? Putin? Putin. So Putin said to me, I want to become a Muslim. I want to become a Muslim. And now that you have Sharia in force, I want to go and live in the land where there is Sharia. But I have a confession to make, Imran. I can't do away from vodka. I'm addicted to vodka. So I have a problem. What should I tell Mr. Putin? I hope this conversation never reaches him. What should I tell Mr. Putin? He's a Russian leader. Huh? The leader of Russia wants to become a Muslim and he calls me in the phone. Because I hold the view that there is Nask over here and the greatest revelations are now abrogated, I have to say to him, Mr. Putin, if you take the Shahada, you become a Muslim. But once you drink, you're going to have to beat you, Mr. Putin. You're going to have to beat you. It's not going to look good. He said, no, I don't want to be beaten. What kind of religion you have? I want to become a Muslim. But I tell you, I'm an alcoholic. Well, Mr. Putin, we're going to have to first cure you of your alcoholism. And then you will take the Shahada. So while we're curing him of his alcoholism, poor man died. Now we cannot even perform janazah over his body. We're looking like a bunch of dum-dums, aren't we? Because of this misapplication, this wrong theory. But suppose when Putin called me, I said to him, Mr. Putin, please repeat after me. I declare, of course in Russian, I declare there is no God but Allah. And I declare that Muhammad is a messenger. So Putin repeating after me on the phone. And now repeat after me, Mr. Putin, in Arabic. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. He says, is that all? See, yes, you're now a Muslim. You're now a Muslim. MashaAllah. Could you allow me to make an announcement? CNN. So Mr. Putin then said, oh, what about my alcohol? I said, Mr. Putin, Allah is wise. Allah is wise. Allah has given us in the Quran a methodology of dealing with the situation. Mr. Putin, I have to introduce you to the first stage of the process. What's the first stage? So Mr. Putin, you're going to come to KL. When you come to KL, I have to take you to the cemetery. Where are you taking me to the cemetery for? I want to show you the graves of all the people who died in motor car accidents because of alcohol. Look at this one, look at that, look at the photograph. He was drinking and driving, look. So Putin is watching and watching and watching and watching. Becoming quite sad. Mr. Putin, we have to go to the hospital now. Why are you taking me to the hospital? I want you to show you the babies who were born because their mothers drank alcohol. I want to show you the operations which cannot take place because this man was drinking alcohol and now you cannot have surgery on him. I want to show you the damage to health. When you finish, Putin said, this is not for now, I won't be able to have dinner. All right, Mr. Putin, tomorrow I'll take you to the orphanage. Why are you taking me to the orphanage? All the divorces which have taken place because of alcohol. All the homes which were broken up because of alcohol. After all of those visits, Mr. Putin says, I really understand how the Quran says that the harm is greater than the benefit. I think many of my countrymen will now accept Islam and give up work because it makes sense. But you see, Imran, in my case, I still can't do without it. I say, all right, Mr. Putin, never mind, you can drink. We won't beat you. But you must be regular in the masjid. Regular in the masjid. You must love the masjid. And when Mr. Putin's heart is in the masjid, and every time he comes to the masjid, everybody hugging him up and so on, then we bring it down on him. Mr. Putin, when you drink, and you run out. Out! Allah does not want you in his house. It's going to be a bad blow to him. It's a spiritual blow now, not just a physical body, the spiritual being is hit. Mr. Putin is badly hit. He says, you know, I really feel the pain now that you will not allow me to drink. And most of my countrymen now will give up alcohol after this. Most. But in my case, I can't do it. I say, all right. Mr. Putin, Allah has not brought you to the third stage. The third stage is that it is prohibited for you. And if you drink, we're going to beat you. The Prophet ﷺ will take the man who drank to a home, not in a masjid. And some of his companions would go with him. And they would take off their shirts and wrap it around, or take off their sandals and beat him. So these are not acts of brutality. No. These are meant to deliver psychological blows, make him feel embarrassed and shamed. So we're going to have to do it now. After we give Mr. Putin the first beating, he said, no more alcohol. I'm not going to touch it again. I don't want another meeting. Which is better? To say to him, you cannot take the Shahada until we have cured you. Or to say to him, take the Shahada right away. The law in Islam has the wisdom to deal with this situation. But everybody, they all say that there is naskh and the previous revelations can have abrogated. How wrong they are. I have taken a lot of your time this morning. I've only given you a part of the subject. There's much more. But what I have shared with you this morning is enough for you to understand how important is the subject of methodology, of the study of the Quran. I want to end as I began, that only the Quran can explain the reality of the world today, can explain what is happening in the political system, international politics, in the economy, in the world of money, in the world of women. Only the Quran. And tomorrow. And only the Quran can guide us how we should respond to the awesome challenges that we now face. I want to end with a verse of Surah Al-Furqan, which is Surah number 25. And in it there is a complaint. Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is complaining. He's complaining to Allah and he's complaining about us. Listen to the complaint. وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ, and the messenger of Allah said, يَا رَبِّ إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. Surely my people have forsaken this Quran. My people have abandoned this Quran. If we do not go to the Quran, that the Quran can explain the world in which we now live, we fall in the category of people who have forsaken the Quran. I want to end with something that's going to make it difficult for you to have lunch. I suggest you skip lunch. What is the possible punishment for those who disrespect the Quran by not studying? What is the possible punishment? I know for the banker, he number one category for this punishment. In Surah Al-Zumar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks and says, Allah yatawaffa al-anfusa hina mawtiha. Allah takes the souls of those for whom maut is ordained. وَالَّتِي لَمْ تَمُتْ فِي مَنَامِهَا. For those who do not experience maut while they are awake, Allah takes the souls when they are sleeping. فَيُمْسِكُ الَّذِي قَضَى عَلَيْهِ الْمَوْتِ. And after He takes your soul, then if maut is written for you, He keeps your soul. وَيُرْسِلُ الْأُخْرَى إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. But if maut is not written for you, He sends your soul back for a specific period of time. But during that time when He kept your soul, you were not dead. No. But they could believe you're dead. Oh yes. Because there is no medical sign of life. This is Allah's punishment. So when there was no sign of life, in the morning when you woke up, no sign of life. So they gave you the ghusl, and it is my suspicion that there are many people who are experiencing this now. This is my suspicion. That they give you the ghusl because they think you're dead. And then they give you the clothing. And then they perform the Salatul Janazah. There's no sign of life. And then they bury you. But you're not dead. But they don't know that. He was not dead on the cross. But they didn't know that. They didn't know that. After they buried you and left, then Allah returns the soul, as He did for Nabi Isa alayhi salam. So you wake up from sleep. And when you wake up from sleep, the place is pitch dark. What is this? You call out to your wife, no answer. You attempt to get up, you can't get up. Space is too small. You become confused. Where am I? Where am I? What's happened to me?